Angie Goes West, Lesson 2. There was excitement at the Garber farm in Iowa. A baby was due any day. When baby Alice was born, the doctor smiled and said, "What a pretty, strong, and healthy baby she is." Then he exclaimed, "Wait, there's another baby. Alice has a twin." It was May of 1914. Back then, twins often came as a big surprise. The doctor delivered another little girl. Her name was Angie. But the doctor looked sadly at little Angie. He said softly, "She won't live." Baby Angie's face was not formed right. Her family feared that what the doctor said was true and Angie wouldn't live. But Angie did live. She grew strong, though her face never fully healed. She liked to play outside with her twin sister, carry wood, and feed the chickens. And Angie loved to sing. Her father, Mr. Garber, was the pastor at their church, and Sunday morning worship time was never without music. During the week, the family gathered on the big front porch after hard days of farming. They sang hymns accompanied by Mr. Garber's violin, tin flute, or guitar. Sometimes, while their mother worked at her chores, the twins sat in a swing and sang through the songbook all by themselves. Another important thing in the Garber home was prayer. Each night before the twins went to sleep, they knelt together beside their beds and said a prayer. One day, Angie realized how much God loved her. "Dear God, I know you sent your son Jesus to be born as a little baby boy. He grew up without ever doing wrong things like I do. I believe Jesus died on the cross to take my punishment for sin," Angie prayed. That night, Angie believed in Jesus to save her from her sins. She discovered that God cared about what she worried about, what hurt her feelings, and what made her happy. She began to talk to God, sharing all her thoughts. Angie loved to read. It was fun and it made her happy. Angie especially loved stories about the West, or the western part of the United States. She dreamed of going there someday. Angie loved these stories so much that when she was in high school, her dad took her to the rodeo. Angie was so excited that when she got home, she made herself a lasso. She practiced and practiced until she could throw it just like a cowboy. But Angie's high school years were not all reading and rodeos. Those years were some of the hardest she faced. Come back next time to find out why.